So they are acknowledging his supporters with a wave of hand and now going inside. We're going to get these pictures. The pictures will continue to come. And inside, President-elect Droupadi Murmu to receive Prime Minister, who's there, has come from 7 LKM. Now these are the pictures of Prime Minister. Cut to them, cut to them. Prime Minister congratulating President-elect Droupadi Murmu with a bouquet of flowers. I think Prime Minister breaking his own convention. Generally, Prime Minister believes taking in one flower. And now he's giving a bouquet. I mean, that really shows the scale of victory for the BJP. Earlier we had BJP Chief JP Nadda coming in, and now Prime Minister, of course, Mr. Nadda continues to be there. Some small talk happening. Remember, JP Nadda had written an op-ed on why the BJP selected Droupadi Murmu as their presidential candidate. In fact, called it the presidency of hope, and bringing in the aspirations of a community marginalized for millennia into the mainstream. In fact, in the pictures, viewers, if you see, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President-elect Droupadi Murmu, both are now born after independence. In the 75th year of independence, India has a Prime Minister and a President, both born after 1947. It's a generational shift we are seeing in these pictures. And for a nation to be mainstreaming a community of the original inhabitants, as they are called, the tribals, the Adivasis, the Vanvasis, it's a very important harbinger of integration that can be seen in these pictures. It's symbolic, it's substantial, both. That a tribal woman is becoming President of India in the 75th year of independence. Moments come in the destiny of a nation when it makes peace with the past, when it mainstreams a set of people who were always in the margins, as has been the case with the tribal communities. Not that there was any organized suppression, like it can be said about the Dalits, but generally because they chose to live in the forests, they chose to live in the mountains, there was a general marginalization. The Constitution of India provides for reservation, affirmative action, like in the case of the scheduled caste communities, as also in the case of tribals. But for a tribal from the poorest, one of the poorest districts of the country, Mayurbhanj in Odisha, to grace the highest office of the land as the President of India is both symbolic and substantial. And as I said, happening in the 75th year of independence, these pictures speak volumes about the journey Indian politics has traveled since independence, from the time that Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru became the Prime Minister of independent India, and in 1950, post the Constitution, Rajendra Prasad becoming the President of India. And now we have, in 75th year of independence, two leaders, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Droupadi Murmu, the President-elect, both born after 1947, both representing in many ways the marginalized or suppressed communities. Prime Minister coming in from the OBC community and the President-elect coming in from the tribal communities. Droupadi Murmu comes from the Santhal tribes, which are the third largest tribe, which constitute the third largest tribal formation in the country. And in total, about 7 to 8% of the population, that's roughly about 10 crore people finding their voice and a face in Droupadi Murmu, who would be moving to Rashtrapati Bhavan on July 25th after taking on the baton from Ramnath Kovind. For the BJP, obviously an element of politics in both the choices. Ramnath Kovind came in from the Dalit community and Droupadi Murmu comes from the tribal community. So the BJP can obviously claim that it has, in these very important assignments, picked up those who have been marginalized, the communities that have been marginalized for years and centuries and millennia.